Hello and welcome to another edition of Momentum. I'm your host, John Bricado. Our guest today is Dr. Vemitra White, Director of Educational Outreach and Support Programs for the Bagley College's K-12 Outreach Office. Vemitra, thanks for being with us today.
Well, thank you, John, for having me.
So talk to us sort of in broad terms about the K-12 Outreach Office. What is it that you all do?
Well, we do quite a few things. In the fall, we have our big event called Best Robotics. And then in the springtime, we have several events. We have an underwater robotics, which is called Sea Perch. It's regional, national, and international as well. But most importantly, we're getting ready for our summer camps that'll start in June. And they'll go all the way until August 1st. And then we do some teacher training as well through Project Lead the Way.
Okay. So talk a little bit about Best Robotics for anybody that might not be familiar with that.
Okay, so Best Robotics is a 6-week program. We have about 20 to 25 teams all across the state of Mississippi because we're the only hub in Mississippi. We're really excited about that. We get to reach over 500 students from the time they come to our kickoff, which is normally mid-August, and then it'll run 6 weeks. And so we'll come up with a game theme. This year, Auburn is coming up with the game theme. We'll find that out actually in couple of weeks. March the 3rd, we'll find out the game thing for this year. Right. So we're really excited about that.
And who's involved in Best Robotics? Is that middle school students, high school
students? It's both
students?
middle and high school students.
Middle and high school.
Yes,
Not
sir.
any younger than that, though. We
Not
don't do
younger.
elementary in those. Okay, all right. And Sea Perch you mentioned, which is underwater robotics. Tell us a little bit about that.
So Sea Perch is mostly ran in the schools. Some schools use it after school as an extracurricular activity, but it's from the national level. They'll give us the challenge. We'll host it. Our sponsors are NRL from down on the coast. So it can be, you could do Sea Perch all year long. So we don't have a set 6 weeks where the teachers will come in and get a kit. The schools, they have to do that one on their own. So it's no teacher training. We'll send them a few tutorials and then you come to competition. And so we're excited. We're really, really excited about the underwater robotics because it's different than Best Robotics because it's literally underwater.
Other than being out of water and also underwater, are there differences in the kind of robots that they come up with or the process or anything like that?
No, the process is almost the same. Everybody get the same tools, but the good part about it, and we do this in Best Robotics too, is a notebook. So the students really are detailed in their notebook where they go through the engineering process design. So it's pretty detailed. They'll lay everything out and we'll have some judges come through and try to see who's the best team.
Okay. I know another big event that you guys are involved with is the Mississippi Science and Engineering Fair every spring. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, sir. We have the upper fair coming February 20th, and the lower fair is it's in a couple of months too after, but those are our biggest fairs. The lower fair is the biggest fair. It's huge. We serve almost 1,200 students in our lower fair. Of course, the upper fair, high school students are not really interested in doing science fairs, so, but the lower fair we reach about 1,200 kids.
And those are both all day events?
All day.
Literally
we'll be there
all
from
day.
6:30 till about 4.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
And those are school kids from all over the state?
From all over the state, yes.
All over the state,
Yep.
all right.
We're Region 5.
Okay. And I know that occasionally, I think we host the state competition.
Yes, last year we hosted the state, so this year we'll go off to another place for state.
Another place for state, okay, all right. And then you mentioned the camps. So I know that you guys do a lot of camps. So talk about what some of those camps are.
So we're having 6 day camps, 4 here on campus, and then we'll do 2 in Canton, and then we'll do 3 residential camps. One is MSTI, one is Batman, and one is Wonder Woman. So one is focused directly toward men, and one is focused directly toward women. But the MSTI is co-ed, so we get to reach all the different audiences.
And tell us what MSTI stands for.
It's the Mississippi Summer Transportation Institute.
Okay.
Yeah.
So transportation, what is
Civil
that?
is highly based on
Civil
with Dr. Truex. He's the lead on that project.
Okay.
I just get to work with him, so that's amazing. We just coordinate the different students to help with the kids at night.
And that's roads and bridges and
yes.
things like that.
And they go on different field trips, and it's 2 weeks. 2 long weeks, but the kids get to enjoy.
And those are high school students?
High school students,
High school.
9th through 11th.
9th through 11.
And
Okay.
Wonder Woman is for middle school students, young girls in grades 6 through 8, and Batman is for middle school boys, high school 7th through 9th, so middle and high.
Okay. And there's also an event called E-Day, is that right? So tell me about E-Day. I don't know as much about that.
E-Day is coming up March the 8th. It's for high school students all across the state of Mississippi. And we also had some kids come from Alabama as well as Tennessee last year. So we'll get to meet, the students will get to meet and interact with the different departments, different student organizations. It'll be major. They get to tour some labs, the ECE lab. It'll be fun. It'll be a long day of fun, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it.
So all these activities, what do they provide, or what kinds of experiences do they provide for students in the Bagley College of Engineering?
We are very thankful for our students. They serve as peers. The students get to volunteer. They get to showcase their different student organizations. They are able to explain what they have learned, which is the part that really touches my heart, that builds the student's self-efficacy when they're able to spark interest with the younger student. And just being able to see like, wow, I've come through a program and now I'm able to give this back. Especially with the community engagement piece. And that's the big part for the college. We're actually able to get out in the community and just giving back to these different areas close to us.
And I know that part of the goal is to get K-12 students interested in engineering and maybe consider careers in engineering.
Yes.
So in your time, in your role, have you seen students come through your programs who are in K-12 who are now students at MSU?
Actually, I used to work as a graduate research assistant with diversity programs. So the program we did was called I Am Girl. And so this year was the first year that we've seen girls come from that program that are actually engineering students now. So that's very, very, very exciting. It's good. It's good to see that the students are coming through the pipeline like, wow, so something paid off.
Yeah.
Something we're doing actually paid off.
And so some of those students who came through your K-12 programs and are now students here, you probably have some of those that are now working as peers or mentors for those students. So it's almost like it's coming full circle.
Yes, sir.
That's got to be really rewarding to see that.
It's very rewarding.
Not only building a career themselves, but then giving back and starting to help them do that. What about what kind of experiences does this provide for teachers? I know you guys work with teachers a whole lot throughout the state. I mean, what kinds of things do you offer them, or can they get from working with you guys?
So we do teacher training through it's a course we use called Project Lead the Way. So it's mostly for the schools that are Project Lead the Way schools, where they're teaching engineering design, principles of engineering, automation and robotics, design and modeling, are some of the courses that we'll offer during the summer. So we host the training here, normally in July, and it'll go for a whole month. Some of the training is 2 weeks, some 1 week, some 3 days. So the teachers are actually come and they'll get trained in whatever area, like I said, principles of engineering, introduction to engineering design, automation and robotics, or design and modeling. And then they'll go back to the school in August and on their own. Wow, so you bring this back full circle. And some of the teachers, they do call back for support, and I have to be a support system for them. So it's pretty cool. Yep.
So I guess on sort of a personal level, what drew you to K-12 outreach as a job or as a career? What spoke to you about that?
Wow. So when I first came back to Mississippi from playing college basketball, I was a first grade assistant teacher at New Hope Elementary. And I was like, well, I can do this. So I went back to school to become a teacher. I thought, man, it'll take me a long time. So my master's coordinator, Dr. Adams, he said, Vemitra, I think you should get a master's. I'm thinking, well, what's that? You know, okay. So I did the master's, and then he was like, I think you should do the PhD. I was thinking, what is that? You know, so I went on through, but because I was able to reach those kids at such a young age, and they all loved me and they appreciated me, I was like, okay, I can do this. But he really encouraged me to go back after working as an assistant teacher at New Hope Elementary.
Okay. Yes, do you think you'll ever teach at some point like that?
That's the goal.
Okay.
I enjoy doing the research part. I enjoy the service part, but the goal is to become a professor someday.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yep.
What area?
Probably in the College of Ed. I like the
College of Ed.
STEM research, but my degrees are in education,
Okay.
so almost limited to education.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said college basketball.
Oh.
Our offices are right next to one another. I didn't know that. Tell me
Yes,
about
sir.
that.
Well, I'm from Crawford, of course.
Okay.
I played AAU basketball, and I went to junior college, and I was like, okay. So I was actually wanting to go to the military, but after getting an athletic scholarship, I was like, I can do this, you know?
Right.
So I did it for 4 years, and blessed and very thankful for the opportunity. I had great coaches at
Okay.
Bevel State and at West Georgia in Carrollton, Georgia.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you must be really excited about the MSU women's
Yes,
team right now.
no
Just
doubt.
As amazing as they are.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir. Yes, I am very, very excited.
Okay. Well, anything else you want to tell us about K-12 outreach?
Oh,
about
well-
what you're doing? If there's students or even faculty who see this and they say, wow, I want to get involved in K-12 outreach, what should they do?
I would say just contact our office. We're always looking for volunteers with our next event coming up March the 8th. Then after that, we have C-Perch March 24th. And then right after that, we'll be getting ready for summer camps. So if anyone is looking to volunteer, want to give back, or want to come and talk about their organization, we're always open. We have those students here for those 2 weeks and 1 week. So if they want to come in and talk to them, we're really excited, and we'll be more than welcome to have them.
Okay. And your office suite number is what?
200C.
Okay.
McCain
so
Hall.
McCain 200C. If
Yes,
anybody
sir.
wants to come by and volunteer, that's how they can do that. Anything else about K-12 outreach? We have this time to fill up.
I would just say, what else we do? I did a lot of recruiting,
Okay.
and I enjoyed that part like the most, being able to interact with the students directly, one-on-one, being able to share what we're doing in the college in terms of research, service, and teaching. Just being able to promote that. And I think having that one-on-one interaction with students, it goes a long way.
Right.
You know, everybody can come out to a school, but when you can interact with the student one-on-one, they're able to ask you real-life questions. I think I enjoyed that piece. So.
Yeah.
But being able to reach the students.
What of all the things that you do in your office, what are some of the things that get students the most excited? Like when they see it in action or they get to participate in it, that they really, really enjoy it?
I would say best robotics, because it's 6 weeks, and then kids come to kickoff and they're like, I don't know, can I do this or not? But then when they come back for game day, and it's like we're over at the hump, and it's like game day. It's like basketball, football, game day. So that's the exciting part. They come back and they compete against each other. That is so amazing to see that their hard work has paid off over 6 weeks.
That's really cool. Vemitra, it's been great talking with you today.
Thank
I appreciate
you,
you
John.
taking the time
Yes,
to
sir.
visit with us. That's our show for today. Remember, you can follow us on social media via Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at MSU Engineering. Thanks for being with us.